Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Got some Milwaukee Braves 1961 baseball. It's September 20th, and this is the last of the 3-game series against the San Francisco Giants. And the Braves will have leading off, playing center field, Al Spangler, batting second, playing second, Frank Boland, batting third, playing third, Eddie Matthews, batting fourth, playing right field is Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing first base is Joe Adcock. Batting sixth, playing left field is Frank Thomas. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Sammy White. Batting eighth, playing shortstop Roy McMillan. And batting ninth on the mound is Lou Burdette. Now for your hometown San Francisco Giants. Leading off, playing left field, Harvey Kuhn. Batting second and playing second, Chuck Hiller. Batting third, playing center field, Willie Mays. Batting fourth, playing right field, Felipe Alou. Batting fifth, playing first base, Orlando Cepeda. Batting sixth, doing the catching is Ed Bailey. Batting seventh, playing third base is Jim Davenport. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Jose Pagan. And batting ninth on the mound, doing the pitching for the San Francisco Giants is Mike McCormick. Let's get down here to the field in San Francisco and get this game started, folks. This is Mike McCormick's 33rd start of the year. He's got a 4.03 ERA. He's 16-12 with 7 complete games. First batter he's going to be facing is Al Spangler. And Al's batting .333. He's got no home runs but 11 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Al. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Al trots on down to first with a leadoff walk. Get this game started. Brings up Frank Boland now. And Frank is batting .281. He's got 17 home runs and 76 RBIs on the season. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So we've had a walk and a strikeout to start this game. Here comes the big boys up now with Spangler down at first. Eddie Matthews batting .305 with his 35 home runs. Hey, Al. And check out Al Red Sox fans channel, guys. Great channel. And he's got 117 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Eddie. And that's going to be a Spangler's going to take off for second. Here's the throw from Bailey. The pitch is called a strike. And that's a strike down the second. And they throw Al Spangler out. So now there's nobody on and 2 outs for Eddie Matthews on an 0-1 count. Oh, you're welcome, Al. Thanks for joining me. So here's the 0-1 pitch to Matthews now. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field, of course. And that probably would have got Spangler down the third. Now you got Matthews down at first with 2 outs. And Henry Aaron up. So Matthews at first. Aaron batting .303 with 31 home runs, 111 RBIs. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. How big was throwing him out? It would be a 3-0 lead, but it's 2-0 on Henry Aaron's 32nd home run. RBI's number 112 and 113. That brings up Joe Adcock now with nobody on and 2 outs. Joe's batting .275 with 35 home runs of his own, and he also has 111 RBIs like Aaron just did. Hey, Bernie. Yeah, starting early today. Since I didn't get to do any games yesterday, Bernie. And that ball is grounded down to Heller at second. And that Hiller, rather, down at second. And that'll end this inning. But the Braves scored 2 on the 2-run homer by Aaron. And we go to the bottom of the first with Kuhn, Hiller, and Mays due up against Lou Burdette. This is Lou Burdette's 34th start of the year. He's got a 3.64 ERA. He's 18-7 with 10 complete games. Like I said, the first batter he'll be facing is Harvey Kuhn, batting .286 with 7 home runs, 39 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Harv, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews. That's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews over to first for out number 1. And that brings up Chuck Keller. And Chuck's batting .265. He's got 3 home runs and 16 RBIs in limited play. Oh, thank you, Bernie. Happy New Year to you too, bud. And that's going to be a ground ball down to his counterpart at second. Over to Adcock for out number 2. That brings up Willie Mays, the way the Braves want to see him up with nobody on. And also 2 outs. He's batting .302, 36 home runs, 101 RBIs. And that ball is lifted in the center field. Al Spangler's got it. And that'll be a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the second. 2-0 Milwaukee. Thomas, White, and McMillan do up here for the Braves against McCormick. Frank's batting .266, 27 home runs, 80 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Pagan throws across the diamond over to Cepeda, and that'll be 1 out. And that brings up Mr. Sammy White. Sammy's batting .215 with 1 home run on the season, 6 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And Mike's got it, fires over to Cepeda for out number 1. Out number 2, rather. And that brings up McMillan, old Roy. He's batting just .210 on the year, 9 home runs, 54 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Nice piece of hitting by Roy. He's on with 2 outs. And here comes Lou Burdette. And if you've been following this replay, you know Lou's having one hell of a year at the plate. Batting .313, 6 home runs, 17 RBIs, because we don't need no stinking DH on this channel. Here's the pitch to Lou. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That ends the second. We go to the bottom of the second with a Lou. Cepeda and Bailey do up here. Lou's batting .280. He's got 26 home runs, 61 RBIs. And that's going to be a walk. Felipe trots on down the first. Not what you want to see here. And it's not a walk. I do this all the time. Old Lou's got that double Z. You think after playing 147 games I would remember. So that's only 2 balls and no strikes. Undo this. So it's a 2-0 count here to Felipe. And that's going to be a single in the center field. So he does make it down the first with a single and leadoff hit. Now you got Cepeda up. You don't like to see Cepeda up here with a runner on. Cepeda's batting .305, 37 home runs, 123 RBIs. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Can the Braves turn 2? Bowling over to Mac, over to Joe Adcock, but Cepeda beats the throw. So they get the lead runner. Now you got Ed Bailey, the catcher, up, batting .260 with 8 home runs and 43 RBIs. Can Lou get another ground ball, maybe double up Ed? Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a single in the center field. Cepeda will stop at second. You got 1 out. Runners on first and second. And that'll bring up Jim Davenport. Jim's batting .294 in the year, 15 home runs, 68 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Lou. And that's going to be a Ground ball down the third. His only play will be over to first, Matthews. The runners will advance, but now there's 2 outs in second and third for Jose Pagan. Can Lou get out of this with no runs scoring? Pagan's batting .289, 4 home runs, 45 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Jose. And that is going to be a single over first base. That'll score 1. Bailey rounding third, trying to score. Here's the throw from Hank Aaron. And Sammy White applies the tag. And nice job. They get Bailey out at the plate, but the Giants cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. So we go to the top of the third. We got Spangler, Bolin, and Matthews at top of the order. Al came and walked his first time out and got thrown out trying to steal. Here's the pitch to Al. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Davenport. He fires across the diamond. That'll be out number 1. Here's Frank Bolin up now. And Frank struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. So Frank gets aboard for the big boys. And here comes Matthews. And Eddie, he singled his first time up and came around to scoring the Hank Aaron home run. Here's the pitch to Eddie. And that's not what the Braves want to see. That's a ground ball down the Chuck at second. Taylor made double play over the Pagan, over to Cepeda. And that'll end the inning, folks. We go to the bottom of the third. Braves holding on to a 2-1 lead. You got McCormick, and then back to the top of the order, and Kuhn and Hiller. Mike's batting .145 on the year. He's got 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. It's the first strikeout for Lou in the game. Brings up the top of the order, and Harvey Kuhn. Harvey grounded out to third his first time up. That's going to be a base on balls. No, it's not. I caught myself. It's going to be a 2-0 count. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. And Mr. McMillan down at short calls for it. Makes the catch for out number 2. And that brings up Chuck Hiller. And Chuck is 0 for 1, grounded out to his counterpart, Frank Bolin, at first time up. And that's going to be also popped up. And again, McMillan calls for it and makes the catch. And the Giants go down 1-2-3. We make it to the 4th. We got Aaron, Adcock, and Thomas due up here. Hank homered his first time up, his 32nd home run, his 113th RBI. Here's the pitch to the hammer. And he is on a roll today. He squares this one up too, folks. And that ball is blasted in the right field. Just missed his 2nd home run off the wall. And Henry standing down at second with a leadoff double. Can the Braves get him in here and get some insurance run here? Here's Joe Adcock. He grounded out to second his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. So the first 2 batters make it aboard here. Now Frank Thomas with a runner in scoring position, and Aaron. And Joe Adcock down at first. Frank grounded out the shortest first time up. And that's not what the Braves wanted. That is hit down the second. Chuck's up with it. Throws over the Pagan, over to Cepeda. And that's going to be a double play. Hank ends up down to third, but now there's 2 outs. And Sammy White now has to get a 2-out base hit to drive in Aaron. Sammy grounded out to the pitcher's first time up. And that's going to be popped up in the foul territory down the left field line. Pagan goes out there. He catches it, and that'll end the inning, folks. So the Braves waste an opportunity to leave one on. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still a 2-1 game. Okay, you have a good one now. And Happy New Year to you too, bud. We got Mays, Lou, and Cepeda, the heart of the lineup, due up here. Willie flew out to center field his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Nice job by Burdette. That brings up Felipe Alou. And Felipe singled his first time up. And that's going to be popped up straight up the chute. White throws the mask off, makes the catch. And there's 2 down for Cepeda. That's what the Braves want. Orlando up with nobody on. He reached on a fielder's choice and came around to score the run that the Giants have. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Mac at short. And the Giants go down 1, 2, 3. We go to the top of the 5th. We got the bottom part of the order due up. McMillan, Burdette, then back to Spangler. Roy is 1 for 1 today. He singled his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's Mike McCormick's 3rd strikeout of the game. Here comes Lou Burdette. Lou struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch for Lou. And not this time. That's going to be a ground ball down the first. Cepeda muffs that one, folks. That's going to be an E3. And Lou's going to be safe down at first. Back to the top of the order. And the Braves take advantage of this extra out. Spangler is 0 for 1. He walked his first time up, grounded out the 3rd his other time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Can they go around the horn? No, Davenport fires over to first. That'll get Lou down in scoring position now with 2 outs for Frank Bolin. Frank come up with a 2-out base hit. He singled his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 2nd. Easy play for Chuck over to first. And the Braves leave Lou stranded at 2nd. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We got Bailey, Davenport, and Pagan due up here. Ed singled his first time up. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. And we got a tie ball game, folks. It is 2-2 with Ed Bailey's 9th home run of the year. Brings up Jim Davenport. He grounded out the 3rd his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. So Lou bounces back after the home run. Strikes out Davenport. Brings up Pagan now. Jose singled and drove in the run in the 2nd inning. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews. He's up with it. Fires over to Adcock for 2 outs now. Brings up McCormick now. With the game tied up. He struck out his first time up. And not this time. Mike, he goes, turns on that ball and drives that ball in the right field. Aaron gets over and cuts it off. McCormick's got himself a 2-out single. And that'll bring up Harvey Kuhn. He's 0 for 2, grounded out and popped up. And that's going to be another pop-up. This one down the short. Max got it, and that'll end the inning. But Bailey ties this game up with his home run. We go to the 6th inning. It's 2-2. We got the big boys due up here for the Braves. Matthews, Aaron, and Adcock. They get the lead back for Lou. Eddie's 1 for 2 came around to score and grounded into a double play his last time up. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. Willie Mays couldn't get to that one. Matthews down at first with nobody out and the hammer up. The hammer, he's homered in this game and doubled, so he's smoking hot. Can he do it again here, folks? And no, that's going to be a ground ball down the 2nd. And not another double play, is it? That is Hiller over to Pagan, over to Cepeda, but Aaron beats the throw. So now we got 1 out. Hank down at first. Joe Adcock's 0 for 1. He walked his last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Now there's 2 outs with a runner down at first for Frank Thomas. See if Frank can do some damage here. He's 0 for 2, grounded out twice. Once was a double play. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Davenport fires over the first, made a nice play, robbed Frank of a base hit. And again, the Braves strand a runner. go to the bottom of the 6th, tied up at 2. Hiller, Mays, and Alou do up here against Lou. Chuck's 0 for 2, grounded out the 2nd and popped up the short. And that's going to be a pop-up behind home plate. Frank White waits for the Rainmaker to come down, catches it for out number 1. And here comes Willie Mays up now. He is 0 for 2. He's flown out the center and struck out. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And he hits that ball down the ground to third. Matthews fires across to Adcock to get him. It brings up Felipe Alou with nobody on and 2 outs. Alou's 1 for 2 and popped up to the catcher. Hey, Aaron, I just got your message from yesterday, but I was out of town. I'll put the link on here, Aaron, if you want to join me. There you go. There's the link. And now we got Felipe Alou up. He's 1 for 2, singled and popped up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. The Giants go down 1, 2, 3. We go to the top of the 7th. It's still tied up at 2 apiece. We'll have Sammy White, McMillan, and Burdette do up here in the 7th, the bottom part of the order. And let's see here. Sammy is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to the pitcher and popped up the short. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Sammy's out of there to start this 7th inning. That'll bring up McMillan now. Mac, he's 1 for 2, singled and struck out. And here's Aaron. Oh, it says your device isn't connected yet, Aaron. And here's Mac. That's going to be a ground ball down the short. That'll be out number 2. Brings up Lou now. With 2 outs and nobody on, can he help his own calls here and get home run number 7 on the year? He reached on an error his last time up and struck out. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Braves go down in order. 1, 2, 3 as we make it to the 7th inning stretch. We got Cepeda, Bailey, and Davenport due up here. Orlando's 0 for 2. He did reach on a fielder's choice and came around to score. And here's the pitch to Cepeda. That's going to be a ground ball down to Frank Boland. Frank's up with it, fires over to first. For out number 1. Like I say, for some reason, Aaron, it didn't pick up your device. And here is now Mr. Ed Bailey, who tied this game up with a home run in the 5th inning. He's 2 for 2 today. He's figured out old Lou. And not this time. That's a swing and a miss. Burdette gets his 5th strikeout. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on for Davenport. And Jim is 0 for 2. He grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be a base on balls. So the go-ahead runs down at first with 2 outs for Jose Pagan. And Pagan is 1 for 2 with an RBI. Grounded out the 3rd his last time up, and that's where he hits it this time. And Matthews is going to fire across the diamond. No, he's going to go the short way over to 2nd. And in the inning, we go to the top of the 8th. Still tied up at 2 apiece. Still says no device connected, Aaron. I don't know why it's not picking up your mic. We got the top of the order due up here now. Spangler, Bowen, and Matthews. And Al is 0 for 2. He's walked, grounded out the 3rd the other 2 times up. And that's going to be a base on balls. The Braves will take it. The go-ahead run down at first. Nobody out. Here comes Frank Boland. I think the Braves are going to do some hitting and running here, trying to stay out of the double play. Try to get Spangler down to second, maybe over to third with a base hit. Put the pressure on the Giants here. Here's the pitch to Frank Boland. And that ball is hit hard, folks. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. And with Spangler taking off, he will score easily on that double. And the Braves take a 3-2 lead. Frank Boland down at second and still nobody out. They go out and talk to McCormick. He's due to lead off the bottom of the eighth. They'd like to see him get through this inning, but now it's 3-2. He didn't come around the score. It's 3-2. Let's get him in here to score. You'd like to say, Aaron, I don't know why it's not picking up your mic. Still saying device not connected. So we got a double in the right field. And runner on first should score. Nobody out. And Frank down at second for Matthews. And Eddie is 2 for 3. He has came around the score, singled his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. That will get the runner in the scoring position. Down the third for Hank Aaron. And Hank, I think they're going to intentionally walk Hank. Set up the double play here. So Hank's going to get intentionally walked. That'll set up the double play with Joe Adcock. And Joe Adcock could hit into a double play here. So they're going to play back. Try to get the double play. Adcock is 0 for 2 with a walk. He's grounded out and struck out his other 2 times up. And that is going to be a pop-up down the second. Hiller's got it. And that'll be out number 2. Now there's 2 outs and runners on the corner. Frank Boland and Hank Aaron. Can Frank Thomas come through with a 2-out base hit and give the Braves an insurance run here? Frank is 0 for 3. He's grounded out 3 times, the short, second, and third. And that's going to be a single in the right field. And Hank Aaron's headed to third, and that throw is way over Davenport's head, and Aaron's going to score on the throwing error by Felipe Alou. So all of a sudden now it's a 5-2 ball game. A runner down at second. I didn't put Frank down at second. We'll have to redo that. Get Frank down at second on the throwing error. So we got a base hit in the right field, an error on the right fielder. Runner on first scores, and the batter makes it down to second. Now we got you, Aaron.
Hello.
There we go.
It's a beautiful day for baseball in December.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day here in Hagerstown for real for December. Yeah, it's supposed to get in the 50s today.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, not bad. I'll take it.
Sure.
How you been, my friend?
I'm hanging in there. I just I've only been awake for about maybe an hour and a half talking to my girlfriend and stuff. But I just thought I would. When I saw you were streaming, I was like, oh crud! I better see what's going on here. And looks like we got the who we got. Was it Giants at the Giants against Braves here?
Yeah, this is the final game of the 3-game series, and the
Ooh,
Giants lost the first 2, and that eliminated them from the pennant. The Braves have now
drag.
clinched the pennant. I thought the Giants, like I said it all year long. I thought the Giants was going to win the pennant.
You
Really
know,
did. They got a hell of a lineup, and their pitching's not bad at all. But yeah, the Giants, when they went to LA, that helped me out a lot. The Dodgers beat the snot out of them. I think they took like 3 out of 4.
you
So that
know, you know. To, I was just doing an APBA replay as like for like just the hell of it. I was doing a APBA replay for 1968, and I thought it was going to be like it was in our IRL, the Cardinals and Tigers winning the pennants and going on to the playoffs, but that didn't happen. It was the Giants and the Orioles winning the pennant in their respective leagues, meeting in the World Series because this is when the you're playing at a time when there wasn't any divisions yet.
right. I love it.
So
The best 2 teams actually get to the World Series. Ain't that a crazy
could
thought?
you imagine if they did that nowadays? No divisions.
Oh, I know. The whole problem is that, and that's why they don't do it, because they don't want the empty stadiums in the middle of freaking August with nobody in contention. So now everybody's got a shot at the playoffs, and all. It's freaking stupid. And that's why the 2
Right.
best teams probably will never meet in the World Series again. And like I say, I'm not a Dodger fan at all. But how in the hell can you win that many games and not even in the last 2 years make it to the championship game? It's
I mean,
freaking stupid.
think about where you're in You're living in You're from Georgia, right?
No, I'm from Maryland.
You're from Maryland, but you sound like you're from like you
No,
got the
I'm,
voice like
I'm
you're from
born and raised right here in Hagerstown. Yeah.
shit. But you're a Yankees, and it looks like you're. I mean, judging by that project you and I attempted to start, which we could actually do that again if you'd like. Though I don't know when because I got a date coming up for New Year's and stuff.
Yeah, we
But
can do it whenever you got the chance. Yeah, I love doing that 90 Reds and
Reds and
83
'83
Braves.
Braves. Although we
Yeah.
could probably, like, because I mean the Braves had a good team that year. It's just a shame they didn't win much. I
Oh, they
mean,
won. They finished in second place, only 2 games out of first with the Dodgers. It came down to the last few games out in LA. Yeah. Yep,
but
that's when they was tough in 82 and 83. Even
I
84 they wasn't bad. And that's when they fired Joe Torre. In 85 they went in the fucking tank.
yeah, they got who managed him? Eddie Haas,
Hoss and Chuck Tanner.
Chuck Tanner,
Yeah.
who played with the Braves when they were in Milwaukee. How do I know? Because I did a replay of the '57 World Series with them and the Yankees, and Chuck Tanner was on that squad.
I like
Him
Chuck,
and
but he
Hank
sure
Aaron.
wasn't the Pittsburgh Pirates, Chuck Tanner, when he was with Atlanta. He
I
called a good
liked.
game. Because I used to watch every game. He get on the post game. They lose 11-1, and by the time the post game conference was over, you thought they had a shot at winning that game. He was such a
Right.
good bullshitter.
I
Yeah, such a
love
good
my
bullshitter.
favorite Brave. Like of all the baseball I've been listening to the past few years, my favorite Brave, decade wise, let's see, would have to be between like 60s and 70s would be between Hank Aaron and Ralph Garr. The Roadrunner Ralph Garr
Uh huh.
when he played in Atlanta for he was so fast.
My
And
favorite
then
Brave was a Brave for like 2 or 3 years, and that was Brett Butler. And they
Brett
traded
Butler,
him to freaking Cleveland for Len Barker.
yeah.
Mm.
Um,
And then, of
then
course, I love the Murph. Who didn't
I
love the
liked
Murph?
Otis Nixon. I liked Otis Nixon in the
Oh, did you?
'90s. Well, even
Yeah,
though he did cocaine and got suspended for 60
right.
days and had to miss the postseason.
Another Brave I really liked was Glenn Hubbard because my dad couldn't stand him, so I took up for him just to argue. So he ended up becoming one of my favorite Braves just because I'd
Oh,
argue with my dad.
Mother Hubbard.
Yeah. Dad says, look at that. And Dad used to call it the popsicle Pete glove. Look at that popsicle Pete glove. I don't know how he gets to anything with that glove. He had that real small glove down at second.
Right.
But
My
but heck, he won a World Series. He got a World Series ring. Poor Murph never did. He got one with the
oh
A's.
Murph,
Yeah. Murph missed the
Dale.
World Series by 1 year with Philadelphia. He retires the year they get to the World Series. Freaking pissed me
Yeah, and
off.
then he was with the Rockies when he retired, actually, because they had him
Yeah.
for a brief period.
Yeah. They had him for, I think, 1 year out there. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
It's
it
crazy.
wasn't even a year because he was like,
Oh, wasn't it?
you know, it was barely like a few months. I think he
Yeah.
retired in. I know he retired in '93. Him and Nick Oseski.
Yes. I like
Um,
old Nick with the Reds.
he had vertigo. Like that's why his career was cut
Oh,
short because he had vertigo. But I want to see like I do want to see how this game goes. I don't want to keep you from
oh, you're fine, man. Yep. It
playing
was a
your.
tight ball game. Now the Braves just busted it open on that error by Felipe Alou.
How are you doing this? Honestly, like
APBA. Yep.
APBA with you have the APBA dice game,
Yep. Yeah. I'm just
nice.
using basic. Yeah.
But
Basic APBA.
but all the sound effects and stuff is coming from Digital Diamond. Is that what
Correct.
like
Yep. And then I got the which makes it nice. I got all the APBA ratings right on the screen, so I don't have to look up the cards.
you don't
So
have to
that makes
look
it
it all
nice.
up. It's right
Yeah.
there in front of you.
Yeah, makes it real
That's
nice, Aaron. That is one
like
thing about Digital Diamond being able to, it's called notes, being able to import the notes and putting them right on the screen.
the
Yeah,
the way they make these games nowadays. Because I've tried that when Beatles got me on the Action PC. I'm like, this is fun. I mean, I can do, you know, like if I can navigate this thing or do what I need to do with what I'm doing with it, like the whole, playing seasons and all of this, and then, but it worked. It really worked. I didn't think it actually would, but I'm like, this is so easy to do. And then I get Apple and it's like, can I even, I'm like, when I first got it, I was like, oh no, I can't even navigate. And it's like game, you know, or the game series league. I'm like, maybe I can do this. And then but the more I got into it, it was like a rabbit hole. It's like, I'm just going to figure this out as I go. Cause I was trying to get people to like, oh, can you rename so and so for me? I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out. And then one Friday night, I was sitting in my dad's recliner while he was asleep, and I'm playing with the advanced draft, and I'm like, "Aha! This is where you can rename the teams. This is that's how it's done." And then, but now I've got like I just finished my 1990 replay. Go Bucks!
yes, that was a hell of a World Series.
Did you see that? Swept the
Yeah,
A's in four.
swept them exactly
I
and
wish I
shut them
had
down.
more.
Really,
Oh, you listened to all that?
yeah, yeah. Like I say,
I
they shut them down. That
I
was
that
amazing.
was Joe McCarthy. Like I got to get more. I wish I could get more real managers because all those fake ones don't really. It's like
Oh, you need to
the
talk to Beatles. I think he's got hundreds of them.
I know he's been meaning to help me with a lot of that for a
Yeah.
while, but I told him to take his time because I eventually I wouldn't mind having the rest of the. He's not here, is he? Like he's not in the
No, I
studio.
think he's
Okay.
working. He cussed me last night because I said I was going to do a bunch of games today, and he's got to work.
Dude, we could, I wouldn't mind having all the seasons, going backwards is concerned because I'm already, I've gone as far between us, I've gone back as far as 1950, but
Cool.
you get like, I get a feel for like, this is who was hit, where was where, so to speak. But
Right.
I don't know what my next project's going to be. I really don't. So
I
I
think
may
I'm
just
going to
stick,
do the 78 and the APA.
ah,
I think
those
that's what I'm
dad
going to do.
gum Yankees. Hey, you'll
Yeah.
get Thurman Munson.
Yeah. No, but I'll be honest. I don't think they're going to do it because not only did they get hot, Boston got cold. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you need those two things to happen. So I just don't see it happening. But we'll see. Maybe they'll, of course, with the way the cards are dealt, maybe they won't get behind by 14 games. You know what I'm saying?
Let's come on.
That'll help them. That
Let's.
might
I'm
keep them
just.
in it if, like I say, it's a tight battle the whole year compared to getting back behind like that. But yeah, if they get behind by 14 games going into September, I don't see them coming back.
Let me take a. I'm just gonna look here for shits and giggles here. The Rockies did have Dale Murphy. He was 37 years old in 1993, according to advanced draft on APBA. Because the way this, the way that these are set, it's like it's preseason. So if you do like, let's say you do 1994, for example, the Braves still had Deion Sanders, and the Reds still had Roberto Kelly. They didn't trade them until midway through. It was like the end of May when Reds got Dion and traded Bobby Kelly for him and got a couple minor leaguers out of it.
I thought it was pretty funny that the Braves had two defensive backs that played for the Falcons because they had Brian Jordan when Brian
Yeah, they did
Jordan
have
was
Brian
a
Jordan,
Falcon too. I thought that was pretty cool.
Brian Jordan, and Deion Sanders. Not I
Sanders,
don't know
yeah,
about
had
the
two
same
defensive
time,
backs
but
for the Falcons. Thought it was pretty
like
neat.
if Dion had kept playing baseball, like you know, even he said like baseball is so much more challenging to play than football. Because it's if you I mean, but if you think about it, it's not as the only violent things that can happen to you is maybe a fight breaks out, you can get hit by the ball, crash into a wall, you're fielding, you fight, you both chase the ball and you crash in. That's probably the only things that can really happen to you. Whereas football, you're getting just knocked around like
Exactly.
all over the place. But no, like Action PC, it's too bad Out of the Park didn't work for me. I really wanted to try that
Oh, I
so
bet.
bad. But where are we with your game here? What's
We got
going on?
runner on second, 2 outs, and Sammy Wade up the bat.
Sammy
Sammy's
Wade.
0 for 3 with ground out the first. Pitcher popped up and struck out.
Ooh.
Mike
And this is
McCormick's due up. I
1961,
still
right?
like to get him out of this inning instead of having to take him out because really the one run's not his fault.
Right, it's
Yeah,
unearned.
yeah. So
Is
here's the
that what it
pitch
is?
to
If it's
Sammy.
unearned, it's not the pitcher's fault.
Right, that's how I look at it. Yeah, like I say,
We'll
if
go.
Felipe Alou doesn't throw the ball in the freaking um dugout, probably,
All right, go
and
ahead.
that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Chuck's up with it, fires over the first. That'll end the inning.
Well, just
So
as
the
you
Braves
called,
now lead this game by 3 runs. Was tied up coming into the inning.
the old Milwaukee
Yeah, what made
when
Milwaukee famous is made a fool out of me.
nice Jerry Lee reference.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we got a pitch hitter for McCormick, Harvey Kuhn, and Mr. Chuck Hiller due up. So
King.
he's going to come off the bench here for Mike.
That just so you that's Harvey Keen, by the way.
Keen, yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
The old
I
freaking,
can help you with pronunciation and stuff because I'm
what we
pretty
got
good at
here. He's
memorizing
going to come off
names.
the bench.
If you
Don't
get
want to
if you
bring
get
McCovey
lost,
out
tell me, I'll help
already.
you out a little bit.
McCovey would have been nice if the game was still tied up.
Oh, they're probably about to really Willie could do right now.
Exactly. We'll bring old Matty Alou out to pitch it. Do we want to do that there? Yeah, we'll bring Matty Alou out to pitch it, try to get some runners on. Hey, what's going on, sports? Legend Sports. You doing a game tonight? See here. Where's old Matty at? Like I say, they had a hell of a team. You're talking to most of the time the Lou brothers didn't even play because of Willie McCovey being out in first base. They put Cepeda out in the outfield.
Well,
Say,
hello.
I thought for sure they'd win this National League pennant. So we got a
Mm.
Lou up. He's batting 294, 2 home runs, 15 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Sweet Lou. And he gets a hold of this one. The Giants ain't going down easy, and that's going to be driven into right field with his speed. He's going to end up at second with an easy leadoff double.
Is
How
that
big was those
Burdette
extra
pitching?
2 runs now?
Is that Burdette you got out there? You got out there,
Who's that? Yes, Lou
Lou
Burdette.
Burdette.
I like Lou Burdette.
I do too.
Yeah.
Sammy, he couldn't have played in Atlanta, or did he play in Atlanta?
I'm not sure when
Because
Lou retired.
I know he won a World Series in Milwaukee against the Yankees, and because they met in two straight series, so you kind of have to because the Yankees won one and lost one, so you have to be but back in the days of Billy Martin and the Moose Skowron and Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, Tony Kubek, you have the Yankees won the pennant yet, or are they waiting to
No, they've
pop the cork?
clinched. Yeah, they took 3 out of 4 against Detroit and took the pennant back in
Yes.
early September. Yeah.
Oh, so the
Yep.
pennant is already on
Yeah, it's Yankee Braves pennant World Series. Yep, just waiting to get done these last 15 games.
Oh, so the Braves clinched the National League pennant already?
Last game against the Giants. Yep.
Oh, I
Yep.
must have missed that. But go ahead,
Yep.
carry on.
Here's Harvey. He's 0 for 3, a runner on second.
Harvey Keene.
We're going to get the bullpen up just in case. Here's
Yeah.
the pitch. And that's going to be a runner down at first. That's going to be a ground ball down. No, runner down at second, rather. That's going to be a fly ball in the right field. And Lou will get down to third, though, in scoring position. In third base, 90 feet away. Braves ain't really worried about that run. And that'll bring up Chuck Hiller. Old Chuck is 0 for 3 today. He's grounded out the second, popped up the short and the catcher. Braves will play back. Don't trade the out for a run. And that's going to be a base on balls. Now I got to check. I keep forgetting about him having that ZZ rating, but that is a base on
ZZ.
balls. I got it right this time. That's the one rating that screws me up. Like I say, you think after 147 games with him, I'd know it. So that brings up Willie Mays, the tying run at the plate.
Say hey,
Willie is
Willie.
0 for 3. He's flown out to
What's
center,
the
struck
goal?
out, and grounded out. And do we bring in Don here to pitch to him, the lefty?
McMahon.
I don't know. No, we'll let Lou try to get Willie out here. He's deserved it. He's only given up 2 runs. Here's the pitch to Willie. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field.
Ooh.
It's going to be time to take him out now. That's going to score 1, and Chuck will stop at second. Still only 1 out, and that's going to be it for Lou. He's due up at second, though. We'll just get a batter, a pitcher in here to pitch this 8th inning. Let's see who we're going to bring in here. You got a Lou, and then Cepeda, and then the lefty and Bailey. So we'll bring a righty in. Let's see here. Got a bunch of them in the bullpen with that call up. See who's ready. Might bring in Bob Buell, but I can't remember the last time I used Bob.
Bob Buell.
Yeah, he was normally a starting pitcher.
Yeah. I mean, I was
put him
showing
in the bullpen the last few games of the year.
So for Chris, did you have a nice Christmas, Dwayne?
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah,
I did too, actually. It was me, my dad, my brother, and his wife, my sister-in-law, and I brought my laptop with me, and I showed my brother baseball from Windows, and I was doing I showed him how everything works, and he was looking. We were doing something with the '95 Indians, and he's looking at the lineup, going. He was like, some of the names were like, he's like, oh my God, Ruben Amaro, Albert Bell, Eddie Murray. He said, those were the days. And then I got into a game and I got a game to go. And he goes, that sounds like Ernie Harwell. I said, that is Ernie Harwell. He goes, well, that's cool. I think he likes it despite the fact it's not. I said, no, I can't give this to you because it's, I don't think I can actually.
Good, actually. I know what I'm going to do. I am going to bring Don in. Try to
McMahon.
get the last. Yeah, I'm going to bring Don in.
Not
I'm going to do a
it's
double
not
switch.
it's not McMahon. I think it's actually McMahon, even though it's spelled with an O.
So we'll bring him in and we'll do a double switch. We'll bring Joe Torre in. We've got extra catchers on the bench since Sammy made the last out. So that's what we'll do. I like doing double switches and shit.
That does alter your order, doesn't it? Like if you do a double
Yeah, that'll
switch, like
put, like I say, the
pitcher to
pitcher in the
catch.
7 hole, and then Joe will go in the 9 spot.
Yeah, if you did like pitcher and shortstop, let's say your shortstop bats third, and you switch out the pitcher and the shortstop, then for example, if you did, I'm not saying you will, but if you did, it would be pitcher bats third, shortstop bats ninth or something.
Correct. Yep.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, so now we'll bring Joe in to bat in the 9 spot.
It just alternates spots in the order. Because I've
Yep,
seen it
exactly.
happen
That
many
way you
times.
don't have to make a pitching change real quick in the next inning.
Right. Of course,
I
now
mean,
the
if they
way they
bat
got it,
around, then I'm going to still let him bat. I'll let him try to get the save anyway. I'm not going to pitch anyway. So where is old Joe at? There he is, and he'll bat in the 9 spot. Do a double switch here. That's it for Lou. And make sure I put him in there. And we're ready to go. So going for his 38th save of the year, Don is. He's got, this will be his 49th appearance. He's got a 2.19 ERA. We got runners on first and second. Only one out, rather. And Felipe Alu's up. He's 1 for 3. Love to get a ground ball double play so Cepeda doesn't get up here with anybody on. Here's the pitch to him. What do we got here? Got this all messed up. Can't see the chat or nothing now. What did I do here? There we go. Now I can see the chat. Oh, Legend says he's going to actually do a Packers Bears games after I get done here. So cool.
Ooh, look out.
Yep.
And Legends, I
Uh-oh.
admire you. Uh-oh.
That
Oh,
ball
boy.
is hit hard out in right field, rolling around. Aaron's not going to get to it.
That's going to
Alu's
get a
round
couple
in
in.
second, headed for third, and he's in there with a triple, as Beatles would say. And it is now a tie ball game.
How does this sound always happen like much later than when you roll the die?
So that'll force the Braves to bring the infield in. And Cepeda's at the plate. He's 0 for 3. He has came around to score on a fielder's choice. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Is that going to be deep enough to score a Lou with his speed? It is. And all of a sudden, Giants have taken a 6-5 lead. 4 runs here in the bottom of the 8th, matching the Braves with their 3. Jeez, you pizzas, I love to say.
Baseball, it's the most unpredictable sport.
That's what
in the
happened
world.
to me in the Yankee game against the Orioles. They blew it.
Yeah.
So now you got 2 outs, a runner down, and nobody on for Ed Bailey. Bailey's 2 for 3, having a hell of a game, singled and homered. Struck out his last time up, though. And not this time. He blasted that ball out in the right field. And that's going to be a stand-up double for Mr. Bailey.
The Braves they're choked. They've choked on the lead.
Get out of this, keep it a 1-run lead, and give themselves a shot here in the top of the 9th. Jim Davenport's 0 for 2. He walked his last time up, struck out and grounded out the 3rd.
Is this a candlestick?
Yeah. Yep. And Davenport's going to walk on down the 1st.
Good grief.
Don sure wasn't the answer in this game, that's for sure. A double
McMahon
switch didn't pan out.
out.
And here comes Jose Pagan. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI, grounded out the 3rd and had a fielder's choice. And he blasts that ball into left field. And that's going to, well, I don't know, Bailey's rounding third. Here's the throw home. And Hank Aaron throws Ed Bailey out for the second time in this game.
Ooh.
And we go to the top of the ninth. It's 6-5. We got McMillan, Torrey's first time up with the double switch. And then we'll have Al Spangler up after that.
Spangler.
So let's see who they're going to bring in here with the two righties.
I get their
and then
closer in there.
What's that?
I get their closer in there. I mean, if they got the lead, you want to. If it's top of the ninth, you want to get your closer in there.
They really didn't have a everyday closer. They got like 4 or 5 guys that had saves.
So you can pretty much put anybody in the role.
Yeah, I mean Miller had the most, but like I said, they used a bunch of different matchups.
Stu Miller. I'm just curious about something. Like when you roll the die and everything, how does all this when all the sound effects happen much later than when the actual?
That's because I got to enter it in after I see what actually happens in APBA.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, because the dice roll isn't in the digital diamond. I'm actually physically rolling the dice.
You're physically rolling the die.
And then I got to look up on APBA's chart, and then I type in the results in the digital diamond. Yeah, that's why.
So digital diamond is like a real text-based game somewhat.
Yeah, if I was using actual digital diamond, I could actually roll the dice with digital diamond and it would be instantaneous. But yeah, since I'm doing the companion,
yeah,
that's why I delay.
I got you. Go ahead. I was just curious.
Look at the righties here. When was the last time I used Miller? Miller pitched 2-day game, but he only faced 2 batters. So Stu is going to come out here and pitch the 9th inning. Try to get see what save this is for him. Trying to get his 12th save of the year.
Baker's dozen.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a whole bag of snickerdoodles yesterday. Fortunately,
I gotta stay away from that stuff with having diabetes.
How's your eyes?
Here's Roy up. He's 1 for 3. Singled his first time up, struck out, and grounded out the short. Can he get a rally going here in the 9th? And he gets a hold of this one off of Stu. The bullpen's not doing a very good job, and that ball is blasted in the right field. Felipe Alou gets over there, cuts it off, saves a double.
Tying run is in scoring position already with nobody out.
Exactly. Now we got Joe Torre, who is having a terrible year for the Braves, batting only .241, 8 home runs, 41 RBIs. Can Joe come up with a key base hit here? Here's the pitch to Joe, and that's going to be popped up back behind home plate. Bailey makes the catch for out number 1. So Joe's still struggling. And we're back to the top of the order, and Al Spangler can now come up here and do something. He's walked twice, and he's grounded out the third twice. Here's the pitch to Al. And that's not what we wanted to see. That's going to be a ground ball down the short. Can they turn to Pagan over to Chuck, over to Cepeda, but Al does beat it out. So it's up to Frank Bolin. The Braves are down to their last out, trailing by 1. Spangler with great speed down at first. Frank has drove him in on a double. He's 2 for 4. He struck out and grounded out the second his other 2 times. Can Frank do it again? A 2-out double would definitely score Al. And that's not going to happen. That's a lazy fly ball in the center field. And the Giants win a game too late. They've already been eliminated. In this game 6-5.
And this game is in the books.
Yeah, I like to say a game too late. The Braves ain't too upset.
They still got a pennant.
Exactly. I wanted Lou to get another win now. Comes away with a loss, I think. I think the runner that scored the go-ahead run wasn't his, I don't think. Take a look at the box score here. I don't think the go-ahead run was his. I think the tying run was his. The Braves 5 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The Giants 6 runs, 10 hits, and that 2 errors looked big until the bottom of the 4th. Middle of the lineup did the job. Frank Boland, Matthews, and Aaron all 2 hits. Aaron with that 2-run homer. Frank Thomas had 2 RBIs. He was 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Left 6 men on base. Ed Bailey, with not being thrown out at home twice, had a hell of a game, 3 for 4. And Felipe Alou, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And here's the difference in the game. The Giants 4 for 5 with runners in scoring position, only left 5 men on base. Lou gets a no decision. I thought so. He pitched 7 1/3, gives up 7 hits, 5 runs, walked 2, struck out 5, and gave up 1 home run. And old Don comes in, picks up his 5th loss. He's 1 5, pitches 2/3 of an inning, gives up 3 hits, gives up 1 run of his own, walked 1. Mike McCormick gets his 17th win. He's 17 12. Goes 8 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, walked 4, struck out 6, and gave up the home run to Mr. Henry Aaron. Miller comes in, gets his 12th save, pitches an inning, gives up a hit. And that'll do it for this trip to San Francisco. Take a look here at the standings and the leaderboard.
Was this a day game or a night game? I'm pretty sure that.
I'm not sure, because that's one thing Digital Diamond doesn't tell you.
It don't tell you that?
No, it doesn't tell you.
I know that back in the 50s and 60s, especially like they didn't really do, you know, a lot of baseball was played in the daytime because it was always light out.
I
They never played in the dark.
90% of it. Yep.
I mean, the World Series was day games.
All day games is right. I forget when the first night game was. It was what, 70 something?
Mid-70s, because Bowie King was commissioner at the time.
Like I say, I wish it was still. I mean, guess I'm talking crap because but I'd be working, but still. You want kids to watch it, staying up till 10, 11 o'clock at night trying to watch the World Series is crazy. Even if
I always say, you probably will never see it. Well, I don't say this.
Oh, you're welcome, Bernie.
There's Bernie, the Boston Red Sox super fan who saw Ted Williams play.
Yeah, that is awesome, ain't it?
But what I was saying was, you probably will never ever see a World Series day game again.
Oh, heck no.
The World Series now is like ratings driven. But if you've got like I do the MLB app on your on a phone or on a mobile device, and you can listen to if there's a whole when opening day rolls around, that's heaven for most of us. I mean,
I used baseball. To take off from school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was a national holiday for me.
One of my old teachers who lives in Ohio who lives in Ohio now said that he's been to that the opening day Finley Market Square parade, and he says they take off from school that day. It's a tradition because it's opening day in Cincinnati, and they take off from school.
Oh, I bet, because they used to be the first ball game of the year. It's not now. Heck, sometimes the first ball game's over in Japan.
Right, because they. Hang on a sec. But yeah, sometimes they'll do a home opener and say Australia or Japan or Cuba,
exactly. Or a week or two before the actual season starts.
Yeah, it's they've already started, but they're only they only played one game. They won't.
Yep.
But the way they the way they've done it now, I saw this recently a few years ago. They did the Sunday, I think it was the Sunday, they'd have 2 or 3 games on Sunday for opening day, and then they would do the rest would be on Monday or something like that. That's another thing too. Why don't they just make opening day on Monday? period. I mean, yeah, for a while they would do the ESPN Sunday night game as opening night, and then everybody else plays Monday. I mean, that's like a whole slew of day and night games just waiting to be, listen to if you're not at the ballpark yourself. But I mean, it seemed like, but back in the day, because you're playing in 1961, everybody played like I don't even think like I think everybody played the same, the same day. Like opening day was like everybody played on opening day, even because like you said, the Reds used to have
Yeah, let's
being they
look
were the
here.
first pro ball team got the first game of the year. Although now they don't do that anymore, which sucks. But go ahead.
Yeah, let's look here. Let's see who played on opening day in April. And actually, it was Washington opened up the season. You
The
had the
Senators.
White Sox at Washington on the 10th. Yeah.
I
So I
mean,
guess that was the American League, and then I'm sure Cincinnati played the early game against the Cubbies. Yep, for the first
you can go back
National
and look
League
at stuff
game.
like
But
that.
yeah,
Dang, that's
yeah, yeah.
but you were
What's that?
doing your stick like because you're playing at 61 and it's like with the advent with YouTube being the way it is now, you could find like old vintage games on the like radio broadcasts of games, and that's always fun. I mean, I love to go looking for like old radio broadcasts of games, and you know,
Oh, exactly.
because the
Yep.
World Series is the same way.
Yeah, because I like watching a lot of the old '70s World Series,
It used to
reliving
be,
childhood.
I don't know if this is true, but it used to be that the instead of the actual like because the local announcers couldn't call like how did they I thought what was the rule like like it when they were doing the games with like let's say was it ABC I think it was because Kurt Gowdy was doing it back then it was always him and whoever the home team announcer was so it was hang on,
You still there?
sorry about that my dad was giving me something but what I
Oh,
was
okay.
saying was the it was always the local announcer would be with Gowdy, whatever it was, and then wherever they were, like let's say if it was L.A., it was Vin Scully, if it was in Cincinnati, it was Marty Brennaman or Al Michaels, which I think Al did call the '72 series with Gowdy because he was there at Riverfront, or yeah, Riverfront, or because I think, but they would black it out in the local region, so you had to watch it, nationally to hear like let's say Callis in Philadelphia, you know. But now they've got it where it's you can hear the radio feed and or the TV feed. Because I listened to the home teams for both the D-backs and the Texas Rangers, and it was like whoever was winning, I want to hear the winning team announce a World Series win as opposed to the depressing. It's like
I
it's
got
like and the Texas Rangers have won the World Series, and you hear
you.
like Greg Olson just crying his eyes out.
That's funny.
But because I listened to somebody upload on YouTube a few years ago, like when the Braves won in 2021, or yeah, 2021, the guy that Ben Ingram was like, "Is it happening? Yes, it is. The Braves have won the world." It was like he was so into it. I mean, I'm
Right,
like, and again, of course you would. Your team has won the World Series.
right.
I mean, but I felt bad for the Braves. They had a killer season all year long, and they just get
Well, that's my whole point, and I'm glad I was talking trash when they won it because I didn't think they deserved to win it in 2021. They was probably the fourth or fifth best team in the the league. They sure wasn't the best team in Major League Baseball, and here they was the best team, in my opinion, this year, and they didn't even make it to the NLCS. So
I mean,
yeah, it's bullshit. The
it's
playoffs, like I say, when you get into having that many teams in there, all it needs is one or two hot players, and one team's going to carry them.
yeah. I mean, it seems like
That's why you
now
play 162 games, is to find out who the best teams are. You
who's the
don't need a
best?
big
Yeah.
playoff. If they
I
want to do
mean,
that, shorten the season.
yeah. Let's have the playoffs in what September or late
Yeah.
August.
Started in
Like,
September and actually get done in October if you want
yeah.
to
I
do
mean,
that.
as opposed to
But
going
again,
all the
they don't
way.
want to do that because that's where they're making their money at, is on those
I
damn games.
I'll tell you this, and I get kind of sad when the last day of the regular season. It's like because they'll play like all the games play at the same time, which is 3 o'clock, or noon if you're out west. But it's like you had to, because I was like skimming through the MLB app going, who do I watch now? Because there's some games that are still in progress, and there's some games that are over right now. I listened to the Reds lose, the Braves lose, and I'm like, I listened to the Guardians lose. Terry Francona's last game as manager. And I'm like, I told my brother, I said, well, that's it for the regular season, and now it's playoff time. The but my brother he tells me, he says the MLB playoffs, the road to the Super Bowl, and the road to WrestleMania are the most exciting times of the year. I'm like, well, I agree with you on the first one or two, but depends on if you're really into wrestling, and you just good luck. But um, it seems like that 162 games a year, a team could go 162-0, which that's impossible, by the way. I mean,
Right.
that'd be like you then everybody be like the league is fixed, blah 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 blah. But if somebody did that and then lost in the playoffs, then everybody's gonna forget about it. It's like
Oh,
they
exactly.
won they won 162 games and they just lose. I mean, look at what the Dodgers did.
Oh, that's what I
I
said. I
mean,
don't like the Dodgers, but yeah,
well, they got Otani, for crying out loud. They're paying him what, $70 million a year or something like that.
yeah. My whole thing is that they don't need him. They don't need to spend that kind of money on a player
They
right
got
now. Anyway,
enough good guys already. They can just
yeah,
stop spending all that
he's not
money.
going to help them win the division. It's not. It's not like they needed him to put them over the top. I
Well,
guess it might be addition by subtraction. That way, somebody else like San Francisco or something didn't get him. But yeah,
yeah, they thought Aaron Judge was going to sign with the Giants, but he just like,
Giants.
nope,
Yeah, I
and he
remember
signed
that.
with
I
the
thought he
Yankees.
was too in a way,
I
but
mean, he
yeah, but he was
if he
smart.
got if he went to, let's say he goes to Cincinnati, Aaron Judge goes to Cincinnati. For this is not remotely real because it'd be totally outlandish. But let's say he goes to Cincinnati. He plays there for a while, and him and De La Cruz kill it together. I mean, they used to, my dad told me once. He said De La Cruz. He's not a Reds fan, but he said he listened to something on the news. Said De La Cruz is the best thing to happen to Cincinnati since Eric Davis. I mean, he was on fire when he first came in, and now it's like he's fizzled. Like the guy stole home, for crying out loud. And I mean, it's like, and I was listening to the radio feed. Chris Welch was calling it. I'm like, that's the most dullest call. And then you got the TV guy being the most overly dramatic. Then again, if you steal home in a crucial moment of the game like that, and then of course, the Brewers had the Reds number like all year long. They could not beat them. It seemed like, because every time. I mean, if the last game they played against Milwaukee, after that, they had to rely on everybody else to beat the Brewers, and that didn't go too well. Even though the Reds were holding on till the end of the year, and then of course my girlfriend was up on it. She told me, she goes, "Damn, the Reds got eliminated last night." I was like, "Oh well, you can't win them all." I mean,
Yeah, yeah. They should have got old Smalls to do the call, stealing home.
Smalls, huh?
Yeah, on Sandlot, you remember?
Yes. Oh my God.
When Benny steals home. They don't steal home anymore.
I think I do. Like,
Yeah.
you're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah. Yeah, like I say, the last scene of the game is old Benny Rodriguez with the Dodgers. He's on third base and steal home. And yeah,
All right. So what are we doing now? We looking at the
I
final
guess I'm gonna
stats and
watch Old Legends. He should be
quick.
on now. I think he said he's coming on at 11:30
Well,
with the football.
what's the results on the other games of the day? Or because you usually do that when you're right before you finish.
Yeah, we can do that. I
Well,
just want to
I
take.
don't want to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you
Yep.
what you usually do.
Yeah, we
But
can
go
go
ahead.
back and do the fast play here. Truthfully, there's only what 3 games left here. You got Pirates against the Reds. That should be a good pitching
Ooh,
matchup. Gibbon against Jay. Watch it be a
Joey
blowout.
J.
Watch it be a blowout.
I think no Nuxall was in Kansas City at that point in 1961.
I just played him recently. It was
Let's
a
see.
blowout. So much for the pitching duel. Pirates lose a close game, 10 runs on 16 hits and 2 errors. The Reds 13 runs on 18 hits and an error. Sure jinxed that game. Now you
Ooh.
got the Cubbies traveling to LA to take on the Dodgers. You got Koufax going up against the Cubbies. I ain't going to jinx this game. They'll end up getting blown out.
Hmm. Yeah, Joe was in Kansas City in 1961.
Yeah, I just like South. This finished
You,
a 3 game series against them. I know I just played them. And the
did you see
Cubbies get
Joe
shut
or
out.
no?
I didn't jinx that game.
Ooh,
Oh,
Cubbies
Koufax, six
lose.
hitter. Dodgers 4 runs on 8 hits and no runs. Koufax heating up at the end of the year. And the final game is the Phillies against the Cardinals in St. Louis.
Ugh. Saint-
And the Cardinals win. Phillies 1 run
Ooh,
on 4 hits and no errors, and the Cardinals 4 runs on 10 hits. Oh, Boyer goes 3 for 3 with an RBI. Two
that's
runs
Kenny,
scored.
I believe, not Cleat,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
Cleat's
he
a
had a better
Yankee.
bat. They was both damn good fielding third basemen, but he had a better bat.
Cleat was always a national leaguer, wasn't he? Because he was in St. Louis and he was in Atlanta. I think he last played in
I mean,
Atlanta.
Ken.
No,
Ken
not
was
Kenny
always in the.
Boyer, but Cleat.
Yeah, he was
Because
with the Yankees.
Cleat was with the Yankees and he played. I think he last played with the Braves because he was part of that Div- Eastern Division or no Western Division winning squad in '69 that played the Mets in the NLCS and lost.
Oh, you're probably right. Yeah,
But go ahead.
yeah, yeah. That's another good season. I do have that season. Could do the
Mm-mm-mm.
'69 season. That would be a good season.
Amazing Mets.
Yeah, the amazing Mets.
Meet the Mets. I
Can't believe they
actually
beat.
beat the Orioles and Earl Weaver. You know,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I actually
and
still.
that pitching staff.
Oh man, I have somebody gave me a few years ago the soundtrack to the Ken Burns baseball documentary.
Uh huh.
I lost the CD sadly, but I had it. I used to have it, and it had like you know Jolton Joe DiMaggio, like the songs about the players and stuff like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Jolton Joe DiMaggio, Jackie Robinson Stole Home, Say Hey Willie Mays,
Right.
um, you know, like, and then my brother's like telling me about songs about baseball at the Jake, Meet the Mets. They were that which weren't on that CD, but like they'd have little clips of like Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron's 715th home run, and but I watched them I listened to the audio descriptive version of the movie, and you hear like Bob Costas, and you hear Billy Crystal, and who's a longtime Yankees fan and stuff, but not knocking the guy for that. But that's all well and good. I mean, he's he'll probably die a Yankees fan, but it was really interesting just to watch it. But it's like they don't talk about the old the pre dead ball, like they don't talk about the dead ball era as much as because Babe Ruth in 1920s hit so many home runs, and then it was like the dead ball was long gone by then. But it's like it just doesn't talk about its heritage. But now it's like with Beatles doing his dead ball stuff, it's like I get an interest. It's like, wow, that's what it was like back then. You could like, I think I told you that. Well, we can because we got Legends is doing his tournament thing that he's got going on. But
Yeah, exactly.
what I was gonna say was like, I think I told you when I was telling Beatles once we went to Shaker Village for Father's Day a couple of years back and got to see a 1869 rules baseball game
Oh,
with
really?
the Cincinnati Red Stockings and somebody else. But they played a game 9 innings, the whole like way that it was played in that time frame. And like you could see trees, you could see like houses not too far away. Heck, like it, it wasn't like that real setup, but you could use your imagination. But the way there wasn't a lot of people there. It was me, my dad, my brother, my sister, and a bunch of other people like were sitting out in like picked like lawn chairs, drinking Coke out of those 20-ounce bottles, and the sun's beating down. It's the middle of June, mid to late June on a summer's day, watching an 1869 baseball game. It was so cool,
I bet.
but no, like when's the next game going to be, today or tonight?
Probably after I get something to eat and watch old Legends. So yeah, because I
Yeah.
want to like to do at least 2 or 3 games a day since I didn't do any yesterday.
Well, I have to
I'm
come back.
hoping to
I'll have
get
to
this
come
thing
back.
done around the first of the year.
I will. I'll have to come back.
Yeah, most definitely, buddy.
But anyway, I'm gonna step on that and let you your do your stick. But will this link keep working? Or do you have to do a new link every time?
New link every time, Aaron. Yep.
All
Each
right.
video gets a separate link from
Well,
StreamYards. Yeah.
if I catch it in time or I come in early, I'll let you know when I'm in, and if you
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
can
Just say
join you and
hello
stuff
and
like that.
I'll put the link in there. Not a problem,
Sure. All
buddy.
right, man. Well, I'll see you later.
Already.
Good stuff. Go Braves.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it, man. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming in.
Don't mention it. Where's the button?
I want to thank Legend Sports Universe. Like I say, go over to his channel. He should be doing some Madden football with the Bears and the Packers. Bernard Strom Sports Replay. Check out his 1914 replay. Clinton Parks was in the house keeping me straight. Aaron Reed, I want to thank him for joining me live. Al Red Sox fan was here earlier. Check out his great channel. He's at work. And I believe that was everybody. Till next time, y'all have a great afternoon and y'all take care.